your phone down while driving. Distractions won't get you there. Heads up, Guam. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant. Always open, always local, and serving up favorites for over 40 years.
Starting now on your primetime news, the retrial of Mark Torrey Jr. could potentially see a delay with the announcement that the judge presiding over the case intends to resign. Plus, Jonia Mayor Jesse Blas was back in federal court, and the mayor of Jigo is ready to fight tonight, saying he's tired of the illegal dumping and being dumped on.
Hafa and good evening. I'm Adriana Cotero. New developments tonight in the retrial of Mark Torrey Jr. as it could see a delay after the judge presiding over the case announces his intention to resign from the bench. He was there for the first trial and was supposed to preside over the retrial of Mark Torrey Jr. Word today, Superior Court Judge Michael Bordelio will be resigning.
Our concern would be, of course, a new judge taking over this trial in the middle of the trial. That's quite a concern.
According to Torrey Jr.'s attorney, Jay Areola, there's cause for concern because of the impact Judge Bordelio's resignation will have to his client's case.
I know that your client had asserted, does this put any delays in trial?
Well, we're certainly concerned about that. He has asserted his right to a speedy trial. This process is taking a little longer than we had hoped for. Although Judge Bordelio has made it as efficient and as speedy as possible. As of today, we are prepared to continue with the jury selection process in the morning, and we've asked to continue this process in the morning, so we hope that the Superior Court will oblige Mr. Torrey with his rights to a speedy and fair trial.
Torrey faces charges of negligent homicide and aggravated assault for the 2015 fatal shooting of fellow police officer Albert Piolo. A retrial is being held after the Supreme Court last year threw out his conviction. Jury selection just got underway this week.
Whoever the new judge is, of course, will have to come without any conflicts of interest, and they'll have to come up to speed with the various issues in the case. And so we hope and trust that the court system will provide the speedy and swift justice that it's known to provide.
Lucille Torres will have to wait a while longer to be sentenced. She was scheduled to appear in district court today to find out how much time she will have to serve, but it was continued. She pleaded guilty to her role in a major conspiracy to smuggle drugs from California to Guam in 2017. The total amount of meth, over 854 grams. Because of her cooperation with other drug investigations, the feds requested a downward departure to her sentence to about 5 years, with 3 years supervised release. Her defense attorney, Curtis Vandeveld, however, believes it should be reduced further, a little over 3 years. Vandeveld adding the court should be provided additional information as to the assistance his client provided to investigators.
It has to do with the court receiving information of the complete cooperation provided by the defendant in order to determine to what extent she should get a reduction in her sentence based on that cooperation. I stand by what I put in my motion, which is I think it should be reduced to 41 months.
Torres is now scheduled to be sentenced on March 18th. And another major drug case was continued in May of last year. Nicholas Uggan was indicted and accused of distributing about 500 grams of the drug ice. He has pleaded not guilty. Uggan was scheduled to appear for his status hearing in district court today. The government, however, requested for a 2-month extension and declined to comment as to the reasons why after his hearing. Uggan will return to court on March 4th. An indictment was handed down today against Daryl Jake Guerrero. He was charged with possession of 50 or more grams of meth with intent to distribute. Specific details were not available in court documents. Guerrero is scheduled to be arraigned in the district court on Friday morning. And on track for trial that's been set for February 4th. However, the court has requested the defense file a brief by the end of this week in Zonia Mayor Jesse Blas's federal case. Today, both parties appeared for a pretrial conference hearing before Chief Judge Francis Tidinko Gatewood. Here's more. The government plans to have a total of 12 witnesses that include 10 law enforcement agents and officers and 2 civilians, which are the government's initial complainant, Vicky Lynn Tergetsu, and the government's confidential informant posing as a drug trafficker, Brenda Kenyon. Zonia Mayor Jesse Blas was charged with extortion and bribery for receiving cash bribes in exchange for access to a Zonia Village cluster box to smuggle in meth. And for the defense, their witness list will not succeed more than 3 testimonies, as stated to the court by defense counsel Joseph Rosano. Their potential witnesses include the defendant Blas taking the stand, as well as another defense counsel, William Gavris. Gavris is Tergetsu's attorney, and during her sentencing, Gavris made arguments on the mental stability of Tergetsu, and this is what Rosano plans to bring into question. If Tergetsu was in the right state of mind. Chief Judge Frances Tidinko Gatewood said she finds it unusual to call a defense counsel to the stand and requested for a trial brief to be submitted by the defense by the end of the week, allowing for government time to respond by January 28th. In addition to discussing the witness list, the judge ruled on the various motions filed by the defense. The court granted the motion to exclude all evidence related to any domestic violence or abuse allegedly caused by Blas to Tergetsu or any other person, and testimony related to the alleged tampering with the Superior Court of Guam probation system. However, the judge denied the motion to exclude former Department of Corrections Deputy Joey Terlahi as evidence, but granted that any testimony of current or former Superior Court marshals or probation officers not be introduced. U.S. Assistant Attorney Laura Sambataro argued that Terlahi's evidence, quote, tells the story of what happened, end quote, as within the evidence, Terlahi is discussed as the defendant's pari, and his name will rise in regards to the charges Blas faces. During today's hearing, it was also ordered that if Blas is found guilty, another hearing will be set on the notice of forfeiture charge. A return was scheduled for February 3rd before jury selection and trial begins on February 4th. Now what? The governor quickly vetoed the bill passed by senators Saturday that would have paved the way for a more immediate replacement for the Zonia mayor. Her move means lawmakers who scrambled last week to ensure the village has at least a temporary leader in place are back to square one. Nestor Lacanto reports.
Acting Speaker Talina Nelson had called a special session Friday specifically to address the vacancy created when Mayor Jesse Blas was jailed back in September on federal drug charges. She sought to authorize a recall election, but that was later replaced with a proposal by former Jonia Mayor Jose Pito Terlahi that would simply let the municipal council fill it. But then that measure got shot down when the governor vetoed it. She found that the 2013 law that gave the council appointment authority violates her executive powers. Adelup Policy Director Carlo Branch.
Prior to 2013, the regularly tested, generally accepted method of filling these vacancies was by gubernatorial appointment. And that was how we did it for a number of years. In fact, we are honoring a mayor in state funeral, I believe, on Friday, who became mayor by gubernatorial appointment.
The 2013 law completely removed the governor from appointments, but Governor Leon Guerrero has submitted a bill to revert back to the pre-2013 law. But senators might still have their own ideas.
The legislature, I also understand, has other bills which could potentially present a fix, but we want everyone to know that what we want to give the people of Jonia and future villages in this situation is absolute clarity, and we don't want to create a situation where we provide more questions than we do answers.
One of the bills is by Vice Speaker Nelson. It would first allow the vice mayor to fill the vacancy, then an appointee of the municipal council, then the executive director of the mayor's council. Meanwhile, Senator Pito Terlahi's bill allows the governor to appoint a replacement with the advice of the municipal council. Public hearings on the measures are scheduled for next Tuesday. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lacanto.
Meanwhile, although Mayor Blas appointed an MPC a week ago, the Mayor's Council of Guam hasn't sworn them in. According to the Council President, Angel Sablan, it's on hold until the Attorney General's office issues its opinion on whether Blas actually has the legal authority to make such appointments because he's in jail and on administrative leave. The request for the legal clarification was made by Vice Speaker Talina Nelson. Stick around for more news here on Prime Time.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Half the day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
And girl, I hope you know that I am trying to do you better. I've been thinking of myself for too long. Just I mean, I'm selfish. Hey, hope you see my efforts. I'm doing extra, extra, extra. But you're so lacking extra, extra, extra. I'm doing extra, extra, extra. But you're so lacking, but you're so lacking. I'm doing.
Turn every day into an extra day. Receive 6% off your fuel purchase when you use your eligible Bank of Guam credit card at participating Shell locations. Terms and conditions apply. Bank of Guam, the People's Bank, member FDIC.
Guam is truly a majestic place with its sheer natural beauty, wealth of beaches, and culturally rich landscape. Unfortunately, Guam has a real problem with unwanted invasive species. Help us in preventing their introduction and spread. The coconut rhinoceros beetle, the little fire ant, the African snail, Siam weed. These are just a few of the numerous invasives on Guam. Follow proper custom procedures when bringing plants and animals into Guam.
Help protect Guam. Tell your family and friends about invasive species.
To report invasive species, call 475-PEST.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
The family of Tiffany Enriquez says messages of support have helped them cope with her senseless and tragic death. Chris Barnett has more.
The moment I found out that she didn't make it, my world just stopped, and like I feel this type of numbness that hasn't really gone away. The homicide detective came in, and that's when she broke the news to us, and I collapsed, and like I just fell to the floor because my heart sank and shattered.
Two of slain Honolulu police officer Tiffany Enriquez's daughters tell us how they felt when they heard the terrible news. Their mother killed responding to a reported stabbing on Diamond Head. KUAM News asking Enriquez's youngest girl, Trinity, what her favorite memory of her mom is.
I don't have a favorite memory. My whole life she was there for me. That was my favorite.
Tiffany's daughters telling KUAM no matter the distance, their mother was always there. Her daughter Jasmine, a senior in high school, says the last time she spoke to her mom, 2 days before Tiffany was shot to death in the line of duty.
The last time we FaceTimed, it was just a small conversation, just her at work and just us saying we love each other and just talking about our day so far. And she was telling me how she was getting her lashes done and her nails done, and she was just feeling great.
Jasmine telling us she missed her mom's call on Saturday.
Always wishing it was one more hug, one more I love you, one more kiss.
Meanwhile, Tiffany's Balan family on Guam announcing 6 p.m. Mass for her at St. Anthony. Those masses will run until the 30th of this month. Family members also telling us a memorial is in the works. Taya and her father, John, he was Tiffany's high school sweetheart, and they were married for 17 years. Say Tiffany left an impression on everyone she met.
She's definitely a very real soul. Like, her smile is contagious. I'm going to miss her smile the most.
She really wears her heart on her sleeve, Chris.
Tiffany's oldest daughter says the family has been overwhelmed by prayers and messages of support from all over the world.
I can't express how thankful I am for all the people sending in their love, but at the same time, I just want to put out there that if we don't respond, this is still very fresh for us. This is we're taking it hour by hour, day by day.
And while anger at her murder is definitely an emotion being felt by friends and family of Tiffany, the father of her children says Tiffany was guided by her faith.
I know through the hurt and all the emotions that my girls feel, Tiffany, was a Christ and God-loving woman, Chris, and she believes in forgiveness. And as horrible as this sounds, as tragic as this incident was, I know Tiffany is very fast to love and forgive.
A different side of.
Yeah, just as God, taught us to love our neighbors. So I know that's what she would feel.
For Taya, she's about to give birth to Tiffany's second grandchild. She broke down in tears, sharing with us how close Tiffany was to her grandson, Matthew.
She loves her grandson Matthew so much. She calls him like every day, and I think that's what I'm gonna miss the most is her being able to see him grow and just watch him get older and learn new things.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Chris Barnett spoke with Tiffany's family. You can hear the whole interview on our KUAM Facebook page. And the Guam Office of Public Accountability has found significant flaws and deficiencies with the manual processes involving the government of Guam's use tax on air cargo, which, if collected up front, could realize about $65 million in revenues. The OPA found, however, that in 2018, only $136,000 was collected because of existing laws and customs and quarantine's professional judgment. Some of the flaws that were noted include inadequate oversight, monitoring, and coordination of its key players that include Customs, Revenue Tax, and DOA. The three agencies agreed and plan to move forward to address the issues. And the executive director and board of the Hagåtña Restoration and Redevelopment Authority were grilled last night over what Legislative Oversight Chair Kelly Marsh-Titano says is a lack of transparency over more than $500,000 in vendor payments. She issued a subpoena for HRRA officials to appear at an oversight hearing to provide some answers.
In particular, Senator Marsh-Titano and her Hagåtña Revitalization Committee wanted to know about a $196,000 payment last February to design group Matrix. Marsh says she's been asking for details for months, which HRRA has yet to provide. Committee member Speaker Tina Barnes says the frustration is mounting.
There's confusion about what documents are there or not. Just show me something. If documents are in a preliminary stage, which I find it very difficult because if you complete a project, it should be ready to rock and roll to come here.
HRRA Executive Director Lacia Casil has said she has withheld the final documents until the board completes its review scheduled for the second and third quarters. And board chair Maria Leon Guerrero says it should not be perceived as a reluctance to hand over the documents.
We just want to ensure as a board that whatever we're turning over, that we can stand behind it, that we're aware of the details, and that we can be confident in what is being handed over.
Barnes, who had oversight of HRRA in previous legislatures, made clear she's not blaming the current board, but the details on deliverables should have already been available.
If government funds are expended, you have to have the supporting documents and the materials that are completed before you pay out. We are not in the business of paying before and getting after. And if you guys do have the documentation, whether it be in draft form or regular form, you can always stamp preliminary, draft, document in the works and share it with the committee, and that would be a working document that we can look at.
HRRA intends to submit the final versions of a land use plan, design guidelines, and a map app. The hearing lasted more than 2 hours, but the committee still has more questions. A continuation is scheduled for Thursday. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Chico Mayor Rudy Matanani is done. He is fed up with the illegal dumping in his village. Just as soon as a cleanup is conducted, the place gets trashed all over again. Chris Barnett reports.
So when people complain that I'm not at the office, look around where there's trash because I'm pretty sure I'll be there.
Saying he's frustrated is an understatement.
You know, I'm thinking that people that do this should get the death penalty. I'm tired of doing this.
Multiple cleanups spearheaded by multiple residents, multiple community organizations, and leaders have been held here along Challen Ramirez. But after every good deed, the dumping persists.
It was Senator Joe San Augustine that did the last one, but just a week before that, Love Guam did it. Love Guam has been here 3 times. We've been here 7 times. And then they complain about why we're not doing it. You know, I don't know.
And it's not just here along Challen Ramirez. Chico Mayor Rudy Matanani says from trash collected at another illegal dump site near Anderson Air Force Base, he found 2 names of people in the trash. one from a person in Inarahan.
Then I found an officer in the guard. His name on there, and you know, he didn't admit it, but just by him being aggressive and going to clean it up, it already tells you that he's kind of guilty. But at least the guy is remorseful and he wanted the help. So he went back and he picked up all the trash. But then he said that he paid somebody to do it, and I asked him, I said, give me the number of the guy that you paid. He doesn't know.
And for the mayor, at this point, he just doesn't know how to put a stop to the chronic illegal dumping. He's been working with Guam EPA to issue citations, but it's clear he's reached his tipping point. Tired of not just the dumping, but being dumped on.
Hey, I'm calling them out. I'm calling everybody that thinks I'm not doing my job out. I hope that the person that dumped this is listening here now. And I would like her or him to come out and challenge me, because I like fighting when it has to do with my rights.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Guam EPA spokesperson Nick Lee says they have received the names of illegal dumpers from the Jigo Mayor and have reached out to the Department of Revenue and Taxation for contact information so they can issue citations. And Washington state officials confirm a man traveling from China was diagnosed with the coronavirus. It's the first case reported in the U.S. since the outbreak that has sickened hundreds in China. The man is in good condition, recovering in isolation as health officials scrambled to retrace his footsteps. The virus, which causes ammonia-like illnesses, appears to have originated at a market in the Chinese city of Wuhan. The virus is usually found in animals, but the CDC says this is a new disease that's spreading through people. The coronavirus has been confirmed in Thailand and Japan in travelers from Wuhan. There are no direct flights from Wuhan to Guam, and according to public health, the island is considered to be at low risk at this time. The new head of the island judiciary is making some big changes. During a swearing-in ceremony on Tuesday, newly sworn-in Chief Justice Philip Carbolito announced the court's new management team, former U.S. Attorney for Guam and the CNMI, and a former Guam AG, Alicia Limitako, was announced as the new Director of Policy, Planning, and Communications. Carl Dominguez as Procurement and Facilities Administrator. Staff Attorney Serge Quinha and Christina Baird will serve as Administrator of the courts. This is Justice Carbolito's fourth term serving as the Chief Justice. Don't go anywhere. Dave Delgado will be back with sports.
Make every day a plus.
We're excited to introduce Cars Plus 2.0 as we celebrate our 20th anniversary. Every moment has led us to push the standards of the automotive experience, from our state-of-the-art facility to world-class products. And now, we're proud to launch Guam's first and only lifetime warranty. Head on down to Cars Plus and ask about our lifetime warranty. We're driven by you and driven to be better.
Oh yeah. Nailed it. That's what I'm talking about.
You okay, Glenn?
Dude, I'm just so pumped we got all this McDonald's at such a great price.
Yup, it's back. 2 for $6 mix and match. Big Mac, Quarter Pounder, Chicken McNuggets, or Filet of Fish for a limited time.
Shell's Million Miles giveaway is back, and we're giving 100,000 United Mileage Plus miles to 10 lucky winners. You can jet off to Japan, break away to LA, or even sightsee in Paris. So, how do you make a getaway? Just use your Lucky 7 card when you fuel up with 7 gallons or more, and you're automatically entered to win. Fuel up at your nearest Shell station today and start planning your new adventure. No purchase necessary. Some conditions apply. See store for details.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. In studio, Frank Cruz, GBC Vice President and Secretary General. First off, ESA Sports League and IIAAG tipped off with their boys' high school basketball season. And, of course, they're going to crown their respective champion from each division and league. But GBC has stepped up and are now offering the national championship game.
That's correct. That's correct. So, you know, we've always been looking at trying to take care of the championship game for basketball. GBC, Guam Basketball Confederation, wants to, you know, we've always wanted to network with the high school program. And this gave us a good opportunity to try to merge the two leagues, the ESA League and the IIAAG League. They're going to have their own champions, and then we've come up with a national championship format. So we're happy to do this, and it's going to be a little different because although there'll still be 8 teams, 4 from the ESA League and 4 from IIAAG, and there'll be interleague games. So you'll get to see them play against each other during the season on Saturday. Not all the teams are going to be there. I think a couple of them will be out, but still, those games will count. They'll count to the top 4 of each league, and then at that point, we will go ahead and get the 8 teams total to, you know, do the playoffs, the varsity playoffs. What's different is that we'll also have a JV championship the same way. Do the JV's top 8 teams, 4 in each division, and come up with a championship on March 14th. So it'll be JV semifinals on the 11th, varsity on the 12th, and then on the 14th, Saturday, at UOG Fieldhouse, the premier gym on Island, we'll have championship for both the varsity division and the junior varsity division.
And the referees that will be participating in this event?
Yes, so well, because it's obviously the GBC national tournament, it will be GBC officials. Our officials, you know, I mean, I might be a little biased, but we've got some of the best officials. We're training constantly. Our chat goes off. Matter of fact, if you can hear some of my phone going off now, it's probably, you know, Gino Hahn and our Commissioner Roy going at rules. They're always updating rules and getting the latest and greatest rules. So we just had our meeting with ESA and their ADs to go over those rules as well, and we're looking forward to it. It should be a great league.
And this is a perfect way for the GBC to stay in contact with these players and watch them grow, because a lot of them have been in the national team programs.
That is correct. You know, we just came off last year with the Pacific Games, our first ever 3-on-3 gold medal. And all those players came from the high school league, and most of our national team also. And so that's the way to kind of network those players and kind of feed them into the national program. You know, this year, February 23rd, will be the biggest game ever for Guam. We're playing against New Zealand. Those players that are coming in from New Zealand will be playing against the kids that were playing in our high school before. So it's our way to kind of network that group, and we have a lot of great players in both leagues that we want to try to introduce to GBC. Most of them are there, but there's still some others that we want to reach out to, as well as coaches.
All right, well, thanks for coming on the show.
Yes.
That's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
What is Whole Home Wi-Fi? Whole Home Wi-Fi spreads Wi-Fi across your entire home. Pods plug straight into the wall. No messy cables. They spread the internet from your modem to every corner of your home at full speed. Whole Home Wi-Fi doesn't just make your Wi-Fi faster. It intelligently adapts to your environment and manages your Wi-Fi 24/7 based on insight like the number and types of devices connected to your home. Whole Home Wi-Fi, powered by Plume. Learn more at docomopacific.com.
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years, with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Gila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
It's your midweek version of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club, so get your vocal cords ready. Here we go. Rev them up, everybody. Happy birthday to J. Leanna Joy Duenas. Happy birthday to you. Hope your day is filled with lots of love, joy, and most importantly, lots of fun. We love you always and forever, our big girl. They say that's very cute. And they put the heart emoji, say mom, dad, and the whole shebang, and then the smiley emoji with the two hearts as eyes. That is super, super awesome. It's also a happy birthday going out to Caleb Jordan Benevente, who blows out the candles today. So, Caleb, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday number 1 to John Alexander Leon Guerrero. Happy birthday blessings, Johnny. This comes from all of your familia. Also, happy birthday number 11 to Kyler Tabunar. Your family says their very best on happy birthday number 11. And happy birthday going out to Marlene Pinaula. Happy birthday blessings, love your family, which includes us at KUAM, and all of your friends. We love you, they say, which includes us again. And happy birthday to one of our own here, Tyler Matanani, who does a million different things for KUAM, but she is awesome, and today is her birthday. So Ty, we hope you have the best day ever, and hope everybody who had a birthday today has a fantastic day.
Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birthday. That's going to do it from us here on Primetime. Thanks for watching and have a good night.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Green Energy Solutions, Inc. Visit GESIGuam.com or call 647-8111 for more details on how we can help your business save money.
Opportunity abounds in the world of island business. Hafa day, everybody. I'm Jason Salas, and thank you so much for streaming at KUM News Extra or watching us on KUM TV8, because when you've got Anthony Mariano, your very dear friend, on the KUM couch, you know we are talking about business opportunities, and we are talking about the next generation taking over the island's private industry and the private sector. So, Anthony, Hafa day, welcome back.
Hafa day.
Happy New Year. Yeah, it's been a while, but of course, whenever you're here, we talk about Guam young professionals.
Yes.
You're going to reach that level when you're not going to be of the young professional caliber anymore. Fortunately, we've got you for a little bit more time.
Yeah, I like to say I'm in the sweet spot. I'm in the middle bracket as far as the membership goes.
Okay.
So for those who don't know, GYP is a committee of the Guam Chamber of Commerce. Our membership, we're made out of professional individuals between the ages of 21 and 40.
I was going to say the cutoff age is 40,
yeah.
and then you graduate to what?
Then you move on to bigger and better things. You know.
Or hopefully like a Chamber of Commerce proper,
yeah.
I guess you would say,
right,
for lack of a
right.
better term.
Yeah.
But that's a very interesting demographic that you're dealing with, because you take obviously a lot of newly minted managers, you get people who just got their MBAs, some people who even just finished college, so you get interesting perspective, fresh energy,
Right,
optimism, and and a lot of zest. Would you agree?
Yes, definitely. The unique thing about our membership is you mentioned about degrees, MBAs, BAs, management level. With our particular membership, because we work with individuals that are just starting out. Sometimes we have individuals that are still going to school, but they want to get that step forward. They want to be ahead of their time a little bit, so they can join this membership. And GYP is a perfect place for any aspiring young professionals to grow and expand, whether it be professionally, personally, or even just your network, which is both professional and personal, right? GYP, we concentrate on development as far as leadership goes. We have leadership conferences at the tables, which focuses on skill sets for workforce development. And of course, the fun stuff, the mixers and the general membership meetings, which really help you with your social interactions on a professional setting.
I wish GYP was around, because I graduated from UOG like in '96, right? And I made like a little personal goal to myself, and I said, okay, by the end of year one, I at least want to be known by the Guam business community. Whether they like me or not, I at least want to get my name out there, right? Because I'm a marketing major, so I was going to be all over the place. By the end of year 3, I said I would hopefully like to have a positive reputation about myself and everything. But it took, all 3 of those first 3 years out of college, constantly having to go to these mixers and to these industry forums and networking opportunities, and you're constantly shaking hands and everything like that. This kind of opportunity was not available to me. So, kudos to you guys for actually helping, alleviate what's often a very tough hurdle for people to get over when they're trying to get their name out there.
Right. Thank you. I can't take all the credit. GYP, we've been around for 10 years, which is part of the reason why I'm here to speak with you today. We're celebrating our 10-year anniversary this Saturday, which is our 10th annual event of the year. January 25th.
It's been a decade now.
It's been a decade,
It was over there on that other set. I remember doing the very first interview of when Guam Young Professionals was formed.
Yeah. Just to be clear, I wasn't involved for 10 years, but I'm here now. But so going back to the event, we're celebrating our 10-year anniversary this Saturday at the Dusatani from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. So it is a dinner event, and it's $60 per person, but that $60 gets you complimentary beverages and, of course, a dinner buffet while supplies last. So, there is a price, but you'll definitely find that it's worth it. Going back to the event, the purpose of the event, aside from our anniversary, is we're going to highlight the Guam Young Professional of the Year for 2019. And with this individual, we take a look at our membership and we really kind of go through who's been active, what have they done in the business community. So is this person focusing on leadership development? How have they impacted in that aspect? How have they impacted their business and also the community? So this particular award is a prestigious award that goes to a well-rounded individual that's pretty much just taken 2019 by storm, and it's going to excel even further in 2020. So we're excited for that.
And I don't envy you, because just the criteria of having to assess someone's worth versus somebody else, because you may say okay, well, how much good work do you do in the community? How, like you said, how much leadership? But then you've got people who own their own small businesses and are federal contractors. There's people who do independent grant writing. There's people who work at the corporate level with the bigger companies like your Docomos and your GTAs and your AKs and everything like that. So, it's not exactly an apples to oranges comparison.
No, it's not.
Or actually, it is apples to oranges.
Yeah. And it's definitely not easy. I'm not part of the selection committee, so I'm lucky on that part. But we do have 4 nominees this year, and it's a really tough race. They're really good candidates. Off the top of my head, we have Mindy Uggan with the Post. We have John Regis from the Bank of
I believe
Guam.
we're familiar with Mindy's very fine work here at KUAM.
We also have Tina Tai, who's, I believe, the Senior Commercial Accounts Manager with IP&E. And rounding out, we have Rob Salas with Pacific Financial Management Group. So 4 excellent individuals, definitely a tough decision. Again, we'll find out who the Young Professional of the Year is this Saturday, so definitely one of the highlights for the night.
Very, very nice. Yeah. What do you see, Anthony, as far as, the feedback you're getting from that particular generation? Because, people, especially a generation that grew up, let's say, with the internet and with social media, and they see business opportunity in a completely different light than people who, would still do balance sheets by hand, or, people used to check stocks with the old ticker tape and everything. It's a completely different mindset. Kind of the discipline is basically the same, which is to make money and to serve Guam. But, the approach is different. The aggression can be a little bit different. The work ethic has, some variance to it. But what do you see from that generation as far as...
I think right now the current trend is there's definitely a lot of young individuals that are trying to really make their mark into entrepreneurship. As far as I know, especially in the marketing and advertising side, which is where I'm at, we have a lot of freelancers out there. There's a couple of young professionals that I know that have branched out and started their own media business, and they started from just themselves to getting a couple of more 1 or 2 team members to build their company, and so they're still at that small business stage. I think it's a great thing. There's definitely a passion and spark for entrepreneurship currently right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as expanding and expanding our portfolio, it's good to see members that are not just going for management level, but also establishing more of their own business. I think going back to GYP, how it can help, and just being involved in the chamber overall, is that you get the chance to develop business relationships with these people that have been there before you, whether it be establishing a new business or establishing a leadership role. You can get that exposure and that extra advice, if you want to put it that way. And so it just helps you along your journey. In a sense, it's almost like mentorship without actually being partnered up with a mentor.
Okay, well, any business person would certainly agree that running a business for 10 years is not an easy thing to do.
No,
very few get to that point. So even running an organization around that is a very commendable feat. So congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
All right, and we'll see you there at the event.
All right, see you this Saturday.
All right, please stay tuned. We are back after this.
Attention Guam business owners. Green Energy Solutions would like to help you save on your power bill. We supply various LED lighting, energy efficient air conditioners, solar thermal VRF systems, and solar panels. You can count on our product warranty and quick turnaround and immediate response service. GESI has saved other local businesses over 80% off their power. Call us.